What up, y'all? It's your man Wayne Train back with another joint. And today I got my OnePlus 7 Pro 1 month review. But before I get started with that, I wanted to kick things off with my push-up challenge. And that was started by the man, one of the GOATs in the tech review game, Flossy Carter. Go check him out for sure. I mean, that's probably one of the first like tech YouTubers I even watched. So go check him out for sure. Yeah, so he issued a Android push-up challenge for 2019. I believe he's done one before in the past. But you know, this year, new stuff, new year, new me, new year, new everybody. Let's get it popping. I'm about to do mine. And anybody watching the video, I encourage you to do yours as well. Do a video, however you want to do it. Just make sure you shout out the boy, the man, Flossy Carter when you do so. So let's go ahead and do this real quick, y'all. Let's go. All right. Now, quick disclaimer. I recorded this already, and I put it in my computer and found out that none of my footage was uploaded, so I've already actually done a push-up challenge. This is just another one because I'm that dedicated, I guess. So let's go. Let's see how many I can do now. I think I did 40 before, but we're gonna try to do a few more. Man, whoo. Let's get it. All right, y'all, like I said, this is my OnePlus 7 Pro 1 month review. I ain't doing any 2-week reviews, no 1-week reviews. I haven't had a ton of reviews under my belt. If anybody, you know, you've been following my channel. Like I said, I ain't got too many of them, but I'm still trying to figure out structure and whatnot and how I kind of want to do my reviews from here on out. But I guess the only way to do it, I guess, for myself for now is just to start from the outside in. I'm gonna give y'all basically the biggest info from the jump, so that way, you know, in case the video goes a little bit longer, you ain't got time to be sitting around here watching or listening to me talk about this stuff for too long. I want to at least give y'all the information that y'all want so y'all can be up out of here. But I guess you had to start, you know, like, dislike, subscribe to the channel if you are interested in what you're seeing. If you want to know what's going on with the channel, if you want to know, you know, any thoughts and opinions of mine or whatever, you know, like, hit the comments and everything. I'm all with it. So help me, you know, grow the channel and everything. So now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and get into the review. From the jump, I guess from the start, my opinion on the phone and whether I would suggest it or not, absolutely. I mean, you know, was a $700 phone, 8 gigabytes of storage, 256 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's what you're getting. You know, I feel like that's probably the best value that you're gonna get on any smartphone out. And aside from the value, it's not just a valued phone. It's not like just you get a bunch of stuff and it's okay. It's excellent. It's good quality. I got this case on it. The build, you know, top notch. Glass sandwich, you know, this is what they call it now. Glass on the back, glass on the front. For my case, double glass on the front. I got my tempered glass joint. What was I gonna say? No, don't want to get there yet. But I got the mirror black or a mirror gray finish. It also comes in a nebula blue with a matte glass and also a almond white. That's also glass. Almond, it's not really white, but it looks more like the rose gold iPhone 10. So those are the colors that they come in. But as far as design, as you can see, nothing spectacular, you know, very reminiscent of like almost every other smartphone that's out. Looks just like an S10 in a sense, you know, got the whole glass thing. I guess for me, one of my gripes and everything about glass phones is that they're very brittle. It's glass, so you know, you drop it, it's a wrap. My problem is with glass is if you're not gonna do wireless charging, don't put glass on a phone. There's no point. Just go ahead and stick with an aluminum design. I miss aluminum phones, by the way. I want them to come back, but they look like they're gone. But you know, I would suggest doing an aluminum, you know, design. It's safe. Maybe I'm hearing that there's better connectivity with glass, so that's the reason why a lot of these manufacturers are opting for glass versus metal and aluminum bodies, but who knows? I'm not 100% sure how true that is, but regardless, I think a lot of users would appreciate aluminum again, especially if you're not gonna do the wireless charging thing. It just has a better peace of mind because, you know, you drop your aluminum phone, the only thing that could possibly break is the front screen versus, you know, now breaking the back glass and, you know, you got shards and stuff falling all over the place. So that's my one suggestion when it comes to the design. Seeing that there's no wireless charging, go ahead and put back the aluminum or something, some nice non-glass frame or whatever you want to say, you know. But like I said, outside of that, the quality is really good though. It's good quality glass. I believe it's Gorilla Glass on the back and Gorilla Glass 6 on the front. As far as what we got on the outside, we got your bottom firing speaker. We also, for the first time, got a front firing speaker. So we got dual audio that sounds great. No cap, definitely sounds great. It's up there with the likes of the Galaxy S10 and S10 Plus. Those are some of the best dual speakers that I've heard in a long time. So it's right there with them. No price or anything, no caveats, and then like it's not like you get a good value and all that. It's literally a good sounding speaker. I would still probably put the S10 a little bit above it, but it's right there. Better than the iPhone XS and all that stuff. So nice and loud. Actually, I ain't even got to go ahead and front. Let's just do the sound test. I'll play one of my joints. See. What up, y'all? It's your man Dwayne Train back with another joint. And I didn't think I'd be making this video, but I gotta tell y'all, man, I probably would not buy the T-Mobile OnePlus 7 Pro. And here's why. Yo, so let me, I just want to pat myself on the back. I mean, I made that little intro, you know, that was all me. You know, I'm happy about that. But anyway, you know, there you go, sound test right there. Sounds great to me. Obviously, sound is subjective depending on what you're looking for, but I do believe it's probably one of the best sounding speakers amongst us in a smartphone that you're gonna get today. On the back, triple camera setup, as you can see, 48 megapixel main shooter, 8 megapixel telephoto shooter, 16 megapixel ultra wide. Let's see, we'll talk more about like each camera itself. USB-C on the bottom, no headphone jack, as you can see. All this stuff, you know, I went over on the unboxing. Pop-up camera, you know, the whole nine in that sense. You're missing your headphone jack, you know, it is what it is. If you are a person, obviously you depend on your headphone jack. This ain't for you, but like I feel like more than 50%, more than 60%, I'm just going off my top of my head what I feel. Seeing that they're making 1,000,001 Bluetooth style headphones, I gotta believe that most of the consumers are going towards Bluetooth. So hardwire, or you know, those they're necessary for, you know, for those enthusiasts and whatnot. But I think majority of consumers are opting for the Bluetooth anyway. So like myself, I'm Bluetooth most of the time. I'm not really worried about a headphone jack anymore, but you know, it's always good to have. One knockdown for this in terms of what it came with, no dongle for those people who do want a headphone jack. I believe that they should have included that in the box, but they didn't. You know, it is what it is, but you know, not a good look on that since like basically every other phone manufacturer includes it in the box. But it's $12 on the website, you know, so you can go ahead and pick one up. It does come with a case, which a lot of companies also don't do, so you know, give or take. But you got get your flash under the glass. That's dope. I like that. You know, so it's a lot of good things about this phone in terms of the design. I like it. I forgot to mention the alert sliders back again. One of the best features for me in terms of like just what they include is it's an underrated feature. You know, you don't have to actually open up the phone to get to that stuff. You know, you can be in a meeting, you want to go ahead and hit your silent, bam, bam, bam. Only Apple is like the only company doing that now, so that's to be commended. But yeah, that's in terms of the design, you know, obviously subjective, but I think overall, if you like a Samsung design phone, you should like this one. Nice, good weight to it. Some people are saying it is heavy and unusable. I disagree. Very, I vehemently disagree. I like the heft. There's a nice, like I would say when I had my S10, the S10 was very perfect. I would say, I think I described it as a perfect weight. It wasn't too light, wasn't too heavy. This would be more on the heavy side, but I'm not opposed to having a too heavy phone rather than a too light a phone. So I'm good with this. So anyway, let's go ahead and move a little bit more into the internals. We got my dog barking at, but hold on. Sorry about that, but moving on to the inside a little bit, just to give you a little sneak peek of the fingerprint scanner. That is very hit or miss. I did say that in one of my other videos, but when it's on, it's definitely the quickest in-screen fingerprint scanner, as you can see. My battery is dead, so there's no haptic feedback, but you know, pop-up camera also. Let's go ahead and check that out. Oops. Hit the camera. That's nice and fast too. You know, the pop-up camera, that's good for, you know, get quick access without using your finger or whatever, but it isn't like the safest way to lock your phone. That would still be the fingerprint scanner. But anyway, like I said, back into the phone. Oxygen OS, one of the best, if actually, you know what, I'm not even gonna front. Let's go ahead and get these things out the way here. So a lot of the YouTubers, you know, they're very harsh and very critical on the valued phone for whatever reason, and less critical on the phones that cost us consumers over $1,000. You know, that's a little weird to me, but you know, it is what it is. But $700 phone, that's what you're getting, and I can honestly say it's got the best OS amongst any phone. Google Pixel, Samsung One UI, all that. What else we got? Huawei is definitely better than Huawei's. LG for sure. This is the best Android experience you're gonna find on any smartphone. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of these OSs are coming and becoming a lot more similar to each other. So there will be a point where it's gonna be very hard to distinguish the two. But my thing about OnePlus here is they've opted for, like, they've given a good healthy amount of customization with the OS without doing too much, and they've had it like this for a while. This isn't something new. Samsung's doing pretty good now with the One UI. TouchWiz was trash, so you know, they're up there now. Google Pixel, very stock, but no customization for the most part. So that's why I do put this above everything because of the balance that they are showing or giving us. It's definitely like the quickest, smoothest Android experience that you're gonna find. Not a ton of lag. I have experienced a little bit of lag here and there. It's kind of hard for me to replicate it, but it's kind of like one of those in-between things. Like if you have like, I won't even say as if you have a bunch of apps open, because it's not really that kind of lag. It's just more of an optimization kind of thing, maybe. Some software tweaks and updates and, further optimization of the apps, and a lot of the functions between apps can be updated and whatnot. So that's the kind of lag I'm talking about. It's not performance lag. Those kind of lags was happening on TouchWiz for a long time, performance lags, but this isn't nothing like that. It's not one of those lags. It's not something that's gonna make your phone unusable. You're gonna be able to still get in between your apps, in and out of your apps very quickly. But let's go over a little bit with the TouchWiz. I'm rocking the gestures. So swipe up and hold for your recents. Swipe up to go home. So you get into your apps. Go back with the side of this part of it to go back. You can also change. What is it? You can change between if you want a navy bar like that, or just a standard navigation bar like that. But I'm just rocking with the gestures. So yes, so Oxygen OS, like I said, is one of the best. You get the best of it if you're on the international version though. So like I said in my other video, I do suggest that people do not buy the T-Mobile version. Just go ahead and get the unlocked OnePlus version from the website. You get, seems like a ton more. It just seems like a more solid phone. And honestly, I wish I'd have did it. I normally buy straight from OnePlus whenever I get their phones, but it was, a lot of times you buy from the carrier, like I said, it's easier on the finances and stuff, and it's quicker to get, but because you can just go right up to the store and get one. But I'm kind of regret doing it, so don't want you guys going through that. But since I got the international version, it's felt just like a standard OnePlus, in which it is. So I'm getting all my normal OnePlus updates, so I'm good. But let's see, I forgot to mention the 4,000 milliamp hour battery that's inside of this thing. You're gonna get some pretty, I would say, satisfactory to good battery life. For myself anyway. Obviously it's subjective, depending on what you're doing. Ton of video watching at high brightness, you're probably not gonna get so great a battery life. But for myself, I can show you where I'm at right now. And I'm at about 8 hours screen on time. When did I take this thing off the charger? 15 hours ago. Saying I got about 37 minutes left, but I'm gonna try to keep it going. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the battery life. It's definitely been better than like my S10, definitely better than my iPhone. No need for a battery case or anything like that. Although if they do end up getting one somewhere, I'd definitely pop that on, but not necessary. But let's see what we got next. Man, camera quality. So yeah, I took some sample shots. I'm gonna show these to you right now. So let me know what y'all think about those camera photos that I took in the tech news. You should know, like, the OnePlus camera's been in the news just for like not being so great. About a month ago when it was released, at their announcement, they kind of made it seem like it was the best camera in the world. When people got it, it was definitely not like that. I didn't really go full throttle into trying to jump into, like, be the first to down them, because I know how great OnePlus is when it comes to updating. So I didn't think it was a good idea to just jump out there and just start dogging it like that, just because it's not, I knew that it was gonna be some fixes coming out. But that's the fanboy in me. I should have definitely let people know that, you know, probably not the best time to buy. I probably would have waited about a month, being a consumer, just so that way you're gonna get a solid phone from the jump. But that's one thing, like I said, I wish OnePlus would be better at, is just quality, making sure everything is top notch when customers get it in hand, rather than getting it and then relying on updates afterwards. But at the same time, it should be commended that they are listening and giving those updates, those necessary updates, and trying to make this phone the perfect phone that everybody wants these days. So hats off to them in that regard, and, you know, hats off or back on or whatever for not doing your due diligence and being on top of everything at launch. So, you know, that's just what it is in the tech game now. Phone manufacturers are just trying to be the first. They're just trying to get everything out, and then they'll correct everything afterwards. So it sucks, but, you know, that's what it is. That's reality. So, yeah. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about this display real quick. Let me go ahead and let me just tell y'all real quick. Just tell y'all. This is why I have a problem with a lot of YouTubers, man. This man is, every time I'll be watching these videos on this phone, a lot of times it just get me a little hot, because, like, they claim that the OnePlus ain't the best at anything, and it's just an average all-around phone that's, I guess in their words, is highly priced for that reason. So I already said it's got the best OS. And obviously this is opinionated. I think a lot of people would agree. Best OS, best performing Android phone. A lot of people would agree. In my uses, I've used every phone. Obviously, I haven't used Huawei's or anything like that. I heard they got really good battery life, but from what I've seen, for my use, I would label it as top 5 battery life, so that's great. But finally, I'm gonna say this got the best display. Because for one, we've already coined the Samsung S10 and S10 Plus is the best displays out. We've already said that. This beats it. No question. This beats it. I'm sure, I believe this is one of Samsung's displays, but we're not about to get into those kind of technicalities or whatever, but that's what they opted for, a different display on their phone. This is a better one. So they call this the Fluid AMOLED display. It's a 2K or whatever Quad HD display. For the first time, also Quad HD on OnePlus. They normally stick with the 1080p. So they did good by that. 90 hertz refresh rate is an option. That also, I was gonna say, with my battery life being as good as it is, I'm running all that 90 hertz. I haven't changed it. That's what I'm running standard. So you can save it by going back to 60 hertz, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna run it as it is. And yeah, but this display, man, it's so fluid, so smooth, so crisp. It's just something hypnotic about this thing. Like, it almost feels like I can never put this phone down because of the display. It's full as well, so there's no notch, no hole punch, none of that. They got the pop-out camera. They did good by that. So this is definitely the best display. I'm not really gonna say too much. The only thing that's not as good as the rest of the well, in Samsung's case, is the brightness level, but everything else I'm saying is the best in terms of what you're getting: screen to body ratio, quality, clarity, fluidity. Beats all those other beats Samsung in those marks. So, you know, 3-to-1, whatever you want to say. So I'm not really rocking my brightness that high. Like, I don't really think that's necessary. Only time that's necessary is in bright sunlight, but in that sense, I'm outside in bright sun, not using my phone. I'm doing something outdoorsy, so that's just me, but you know. I'm not using the Android or the Oxygen OS launcher. I got Nova launcher on here. First time I've been using it in a while. Normally just keep the stock one, but there was a couple features that I wanted, so I just opted for Nova launcher. But the stock OnePlus launcher is really good too, so don't take too much into that. Most people do end up switching to Nova launcher just because so many more features and so many more things you can change. So that's the reason why I did it. But yeah, I mean, shoot. I guess my bottom line, man, is if I would suggest it, I said it at the beginning, I definitely would. I don't have a ton of bad things to really say about this phone besides, you know, some of the things on their side in terms of quality control, you know, from the beginning, you know, making sure the camera's all good, you know, those kind of things. Because aside from that, I mean, the camera's probably the worst feature, and it's not that, it's good. It's good now after all the updates. I guess for myself, if you do decide to get a OnePlus phone, just know that you're gonna get updates. And I feel like updates in 2019 going forward are so important that it should be commended all the time. You're gonna get constant updates. You get a OnePlus, you're gonna join a great community. They got the community app that comes on the phone. You know, you get a lot of sneak peeks and stuff and what they're doing with the OS. You get access to be able to download, you know, the Android Q and all that stuff. There's some giveaway things and stuff in here. You got discussions, forums and everything. If you need help with your device, it's a great feeling to know that there's a lot of people that can help you out if there's something going on with your phone or whatever. But I'm feeling this phone, I love OnePlus. You already know, I already admit I'm a fanboy, but I've been pretty objective, and I feel like I've done a good job of being objective. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is a great phone, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this is probably gonna be the phone of the year. Aside from maybe the Note 10, it's just gonna have ridiculous hardware and stuff. But aside from that one, I can't see any other phones really being better than this one in terms of just what you're getting and price. And even for that, it's good on paper, period. So if it wasn't $1,000 phone, I don't think you'd be really mad. Maybe the camera, you know, most cameras are if they came out with this camera that's on here now and the phone was $1,000, you probably wouldn't care. I wouldn't care because I know what I'm getting from OnePlus. Most people still don't really know OnePlus, so they're kind of I don't know. But I know what I'm getting from OnePlus. I've used Samsungs, I've used Huawei's, I've used other brands. So I know what I'm getting with them. And I know that a lot of times quality in this from the OnePlus can be better than even the likes of Samsung and Apple and all these other guys that have been doing it. And so price, you know, you're not paying for the OnePlus, you're not paying for a name. You're paying for what you're getting for real. Versus Samsung, you're paying for a name. And you know, you're getting great stuff, but it's just a lot of the things are not optimized. It's just kind of everything's rushed. Samsung wants to be the first and everything. You know, I don't want to turn this into a competition. I just want people to realize that money can be spent wisely. And if you're in the market for a flagship phone, this is it. There's other phones that are it. Samsung is definitely a great flagship, but it's just, doesn't make sense to spend that kind of money when you can get what Samsung is offering here. I mean, unless, like I said, unless wireless charging is like a must for you, you know, then obviously you won't be getting this. So that's really the only thing I can say. Maybe even cameras or whatever. But honestly, I've been really, really happy with this camera. I haven't been missing like Samsung's camera, or haven't been missing the Apple or anything like that. I haven't used Google Pixel or anything like that. So, you know, that's probably the gold standard, obviously. But anyway, man, enough of my rambling. I'm out of here, man. It's your man Wayne Train. Like, you know, like I said, like, subscribe to the channel. You know, if you want to know what's going down, if you want to help me grow my channel, we could grow it together. Hit me up in the comments for sure. I really want to have some discussions about this stuff. So it's my 1-month review, the OnePlus 7 Pro T-Mobile. I'm out.